Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing another Generals Division game where the top players of the Axis and Allies Discord duke it out to see who gets the Supreme Commander position for the next season. And right now I'm playing General Jippy, the incumbent winner of last season. And he is one of my favorite players to play because he is very aggressive, very unorthodox, and he really freshens up the game. Very smart guy. Difficult to see many people like him that are successful, that go off the beaten path. So hopefully we get another interesting one. Let's see where his ranking is right now. Yeah, rank 4 Axis, top allies. What's his highest allies? Yeah, 7. Yeah, he tends to do better against really good players with his strategies because his decisions usually have high variance, as you might say, with his aggressive strategy. So let's take a look at his purchase. As per his creativity, 4 tank buy, average West Russia, above average Ukraine. And he decided to put a fighter in Transjordan to deter me from doing the typical C-Zone 17 Transjordan attack with Germany. So by taking that opportunity away from me, I got to thinking that, hey, since he has 4 tanks and no infantry, a Ukraine strafe is going to be more expensive for him because he has less infantry to act as meat shields. And since this isn't a really viable attack, I could, hit C-Zone 13, drop the infantry off there, or I could just shuttle everything into Ukraine, which is what I'm going to try. As long as he gets 1 hit back, it's going to be really good for us. If he only gets 1 hit back or less, if he gets 2 hit backs, things get less good for us. And if he gets 3 hit backs, it's a nightmare. So let's go with a tank rush build. Just gonna get 1 infantry, 6 tanks, and shove everything forward. So we're still gonna hit that handsome destroyer there. There we go. Not going to risk the sub-split because I think he's a little bit ahead with his start, but not by any amount that makes me compelled to do a big risky sub-split attack. Because if it goes wrong, it can go really wrong. You can just lose the game outright if you fail C-Zone 7. And that has happened. I'm going to save this transport to drop off a anti-aircraft gun in Ukraine to make the strafe even a little bit more dicey for him. So what do we got here? 7 infantry, 5 tanks. Should be enough to 1 or 2 round him. And that's it. God, I hate doing tank rushes. The games are just so dice-based, like a little luck here and there, and then the game's usually decided based on the Russia 2 strafe. Oh, come on. Phew. Really sucks if that destroyer kills the battleship. Nice, 1 rounded him, 1 hit back or less. Good, okay. Alright, that's what we're looking for. I think that gives him like a 3 or 6 IPC positive attack on Ukraine. Interesting, what hit? Was it only the fighters that hit? Yes, it was. Okay, so we got the upside of average there in C Zone 7, so we take that. Since we are going for a tank rush and offering a juicy, juicy attack on Ukraine, I am going to put 5 infantry here instead of the usual infantry AA gun, and there's a secondary reason for doing that as well, and that is this fighter cannot reach Karelia. So that is one of the downsides of what he's doing here. Guess I can put a extra infantry there, but I'm mostly looking here to reinforce Ukraine. I guess I can inch this guy up. Well, where do I want this AA gun? Where is it going to be more impactful? I suppose I'll move it up towards Karelia because I usually want to fend that off from the UK. Let's set our defense profile to submerge. Maybe I should name that, what is it called? Submerge with fleet. Maybe that would be a more accurate way to describe it. And I will exit and re-enter the game in order to hopefully apply that profile. And now we're giving Jippy some decisions that he probably would rather not like to make. He can take Karelia, he can probably even stack it if he wanted, but that would mean giving us Caucasus, and that's probably, or West Russia if we wanted, and that's probably not something he would like to do. So that's why it's so powerful to have 5 infantry here, is they almost have to take Ukraine unless they're really have an appetite for risk. Okay, we got the boys there, the planes to zone out the American, Morocco drop, and have the ability to hit West Russia or Karelia as needed. I'm also sometimes wondering if I should send some of these guys, you know, from which location. To where? I'm not sure. I think this is good enough. And funny enough, for this season with Jippy, both of us, as we at the time of starting this game, have lost all of our General Leagues games. I was the winner the previous season, he was the winner of the last season, and we've both just getting the floor wiped with us, so little humorous there. Well, anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys for Japan 1 to help decide who gets to keep their perfect loss streak after this game. Welcome back. It's Japan 1. Let's take a look at what Jippy did. So, looks like he decided to go for the standard fleet drop, which makes sense. For combat, he took France hard with 2 units. Makes sense since I'm a little infantry light. Destroyed the free transports. This frustrates me when I see this sort of thing. He does the super cheeky 3 units against 3. I would never do this attack were it I. And succeeds. No hitbacks. There's a 44% chance he loses a plane if he does that fight, or risks by submerging and killing his crap. But at 44% chance I'd kill 2 units, but I got the bottom 14, so that really sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. So he succeeded in everything else and only lost a cruiser. So this is a bit of a difficult situation. So I have a couple options. My first option here is, hey, I can take out that Trans-Jordan Russian fighter, which is actually extremely tempting. The downside of that is he sort of kind of has odds on my fleet if I do that. But I think it's worth taking that out to reduce his odds on the Ukraine attack. I think it's really hard to give up this juicy looking fleet there, but I think that's the right decision. My heart of hearts is telling me so. So I'm gonna do the standard 3 transport buy. Need to be a little bit careful. You can go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can hit us kind of hard. Is this safe? Not entirely safe. He can hit this with all of his planes and his aircraft carrier, so it's not super safe. What are the odds? I'm gonna run that real quick just to see what that looks like before I lock in something I may regret. The odds look horrible for him to do that fight. Okay, so he shouldn't do it. It's a 80% chance I survive. Okay, I think this is reasonable. Maybe I want to send an extra fighter there. How many do I have? 3? I think that's good. Burma's nice to have, but not a must. Might be a must with 2 planes able to hit there, but we'll see. Might have to give him Kwang Tung depending on how the rolls go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give him Kwang Tung. I hate to do it, but I think it's totally worth it to kill that guy there. I think I just made a mistake with my fighter position. I just realized if he hits back on my fighter, here things get dicey. He did. Okay. Yeah, I think I may have made a mistake. Oh well, I don't mind trading Japanese Air Force for UK fighters, but what I should have done is I should have sent the fighter here to hit Burma so I could go land it on the aircraft carrier. Yeah, you ever notice those things like a split second too late? All right. Well, I guess we've kind of made our bed here, haven't we? I think I have to send one fighter back there. I don't think I can afford to, because he'd definitely go for that C-Zone 60 attack, right? 2 fighters against 2/2s. He'd go for that any day. A little frustrating that I made that fighter error, but it's still a negative attack for him to go for. It's just only a 38% to survive here, but what can you do? I don't think it's the most impactful thing, but it might be. We'll see. We also need to take risks when we're behind, and I think we are behind. I think that was a huge misplay to leave that guy vulnerable. Let me see what his odds now are on our little happy stack there. Yeah, his odds, if he wants to do a capture, it's 1 IPC positive, full capture. Yeah, really help things out. Hopefully we don't lose our whole fleet for nothing, or if we do, we should get at least 3 hitbacks. Well, we'll see. He might find himself he might not be able to hold India if he does that. He'll lose probably 2 fighters, an aircraft carrier, and if we hit this with Germany, so maybe it's not so bad, but I still think it's an oversight on my part. How are our rolls? Our rolls were pretty bad. We lost 4 infantry. Yeah, you're supposed to average 3 infantry loss, or 2 or 3, so yeah, we're definitely behind, so we got to keep taking risks. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Germany 2. Oh yes, I guess I have to place my units down. Welcome back, it's Germany 2. Let's take a look at what Jippy has done. So he bought 3 transports, so he's going pretty light on naval defense as the US. And it looks like he plans to drop his AA guns too. And it looks like he's doing the 2 ocean strategy, which may actually be very strong if he wipes that out with the UK. My Japanese Navy is going to be hamstrung and give him a lot more leeway to do stuff against me. So a little nervous about that. As for Russia, he bought 1 artillery, 8 infantry. I think he should have bought more artillery, in my opinion. He took Buryatia. He got a pretty bad result in Karelia. He lost 5, I lost 5, and IPC even on the attack is pretty terrible. So, for this turn, I'm gonna buy a bomber and 10 land units. I'd rather have an extra plane than 2 land units because we don't have Karelia. So let's get into it. So, for the attack, let's use these 2 precious infantry and pray he doesn't get the 1 in 6 that denies me my precious capture of France. Next, I'm going to go after West Russia. Normally, I'd have my fighters in Kwangtung, but because I went after this fighter there, I don't have it. So, yeah, that's a little bit of an unfortunate turn of events, but, you know, you have to make sacrifices somewhere. So, as long as I don't lose an infantry here, he's IPC negative on the attack if I kill this with the J-bomber. If I fail that, then it's looking like slightly IPC positive for him to take the hit, assuming he also wipes out this fighter here. So, a little bit of a risk, but I think it's one worth taking. I really want to keep up the pressure with the tanks, because the tanks cost me a lot of lasting power, and they need to grab some income away from Russia to make that sacrifice worthwhile. That would have been devastating if I didn't capture that. Precision rolling. I brought in exactly how many I needed to take him out. Please no hit back. Nice. Okay. That makes things a whole lot safer for us. Yeah, even if he goes for the kill, it's a 50... Oh, I forgot about the AA gun. No, yeah, he has a 35% capture here. Yeah, he doesn't have anything on us. I think I'll move that artillery up. I don't mind if he wants to trade. 2 infantry and a fighter. The big question is, where do I want to place these fighters? I would ideally like to keep them here. Let's see, that can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that will allow me to threaten this drop here, but it's also a little risky. Where's his US bomber? It's right here. Yeah, it's a little risky to keep them there without an infantry to guide them, because if he does a 1-2 with UK, well, let's math it out. Let's do calculate a 2-way attack by them. So it is an IPC positive attack for him. Not a super fan of offering him that. But where do I want to place the fighters? I don't want him to hit both of these and have me being unable to hit him back. That's not attractive to me. There really isn't a spot. Unless... No, I can't even move that way. Yeah, it's tough to say what I want to do here. It's a 2 IPC positive fight if he goes for that. Means he doesn't take France. It's a 37% chance to capture, so I'm most likely to have 1 fighter left over. I don't know. I don't know if I like giving him that. I also don't know if I like giving him a free Norway and Finland. Maybe I just have to man up and say, hey, come at my planes, bruh. I'm not sure. That's a really tough choice. I think it's the right decision to keep it here. To help slow down the US, or at least punish him. It's barely IPC positive for him. And if he does go for that, then he misses out on potentially 9 IPCs of territory if he goes for that, and gets a, 1.9 IPC profit and a 37% capture. So I think that's... I guess if he retreats after the first round, he'll make it a 4 IPC profit, but I think it's worth the risk. Mathematically, it makes sense to do this because it denies him other opportunities, and if he doesn't take it, I can sink some of his navy. So I believe this is the right decision. We'll see if it actually is, but it makes sense to me. See, this bomber can go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let me check my defense profile first. I guess it doesn't really matter AA after infantry or not, because we're not really getting more than 1 round off of him, are we? The reason I'm putting 2 infantry here is I don't want him to just hit with his 2 fighters. That should be IPC negative for him, right? Yeah, it's a bad fight for him. And I want this bomber to be in range of Egypt and be able to get back to Europe. Alright, it's a little bit of a tightrope walk we got on here, but when you're fighting the best in the world, you really do need to walk on a tightrope and min-max everything to the finest level to be able to eke out an advantage over your opponent. So that's it for now. Be very interesting to see how Jippy plays this. I'm pretty sure he's going to go for that, but we'll see. Alright, catch you guys next time for Japan 2. Welcome back, it's Japan 2. Let's take a look at what Jippy did. So he bought a transport, 2 tanks, 2 infantry, and a bomber. And this struck me as a little odd. Like, I get why he's buying the tanks in India, because he wants to threaten the German stack in Caucasus. I didn't get the extra transport because he only has 2 units in United Kingdom, and he has 2 transports. I guess he has the AA gun, but this just looked like an error to me. Or maybe he just didn't think of a good way to spend his money, but he bought a bomber, and I don't know. The whole purchase seemed a little funky to me. So I got a couple options here. One, I can try to pressure India because he decided to attack C-Zone 34. We got the average result. I killed 3 units, he killed 3 units, and his decided to let his fighter survive over his bomber. But that leaves him very vulnerable, especially with all these units here. So I can go for the India attack. It will be... If he sends these tanks back, there's no way it will succeed. He can also block C-Zone 37 with a destroyer here to prevent me from doing it, and he'll probably land in like C-Zone 48 to get me to pull back. So it won't really succeed, and I'll have to deal with the units, you know, here on the coast. But if I do that, it will accomplish 2 things. One, it will prevent UK from moving a big stack here to Persia and saying, hey, you better not stack Caucasus or I'll do a 2-1 attack on you. The other thing, but it comes at a big cost because I won't be able to get these 2 territories, and it will just make the game very messy for Japan. I'm going to really slow my income progress, and since he's doing the 2 oceans strategy, I'm gonna... Yeah, it's gonna be tough, especially since I lost these guys here in 34. So I think I'm going to opt to not do the India attack and just do the standard 6 infantry in a complex. Japan's going to be slow growing this game, but hopefully we should be able to get something done due to Germany's strength in curtailing Russia. I think Jippy made a mistake not buying more infantry, and since I didn't lose any units in West Russia, I should be able to hold this pretty strongly. I don't even need to hit that Archangel with my bomber anymore. Okay, well, let's lock it in now that I've went over the general strategy. And I think I'm going to go for Alaska, because he can't stop me. Might as well get 4 IPCs there. Why not? I'm going to pick up here, and it's... This is one part of my turn that I don't particularly like, is that I'm going to leave this... Well, leaving this naked is fine. If he wants to attack this and, you know, get rid of that transport, suddenly his med, you know, his fleet's threat is kind of gone at that point. But the reason I don't like hitting here like this is because it makes me kind of naked, or not maybe naked, but inefficient. This guy won't have anything to pick up. I'm going to put 6 guys back here. So in order to keep my logistics perfect, I'm going to have to take these guys from Alaska back to the mainland, which I might just do. This is part of the advantage of his 2 ocean strategy, is it does force me to make tough decisions like that. But I think it's okay to have some inefficiency here, because if I move them down here, what that's going to do is it's going to delay my big stack here, and since he has 5 tanks and a fighter, he can hit my stack pretty hard. So I'd like to make sure that, well, does he really have the freedom to do that? I think he does, because if he hits this, wipes me out cleanly. I don't know. It's a tough decision to say. Maybe it is worth sending some units down here and sending them. Yeah, let's think about this a little longer. Can I hold this area? I believe I can. Yeah, maybe I can hold this sea zone here. That might be the right choice. Let's see, he can hit this with 3 fighters, and he can also hit it with a bomber. So I'll need to put pretty much my entire navy there. I don't have any units landing in Sea Zone 61, so that keeps it safe. That might be the better choice. If I move 4 units here, yeah, I guess if I move all of my units here, they should be relatively safe. Yeah, it's 1, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 units should make this a relatively unattractive proposition. I think this is a good compromise. I hate having transports that have nothing to pick up, just dead weight, collecting welfare, not earning their keep. Not in Blacktide's navy. Alright. Darn, gotta hit back. He got his money's worth there. Let's hope he doesn't get his Kwang Tung money worth. Son of a bitch. These little hitbacks actually really do add up. The IPC even on the attack is not what you want to see. especially early on. Okay, let's get them all in one location. Definitely don't want them here in sinking. And the reason for that is because he has an infantry that can attack there to make it even less efficient. This is kind of a little awkward. Question is, I think, can he hit this? 1, 2, 3, 4. He could hit that. I think I'll move that guy in with the stack just to keep it safe. Yes, he can move his subs into some obnoxious positions, but I think it's worth it. Can he hit these naked fighter and bomber with anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not with the US. He can't with Russia either. Let's see, can he air raid this? If he air raids this with the US, he could blitz the tanks in there. That's not attractive to me. Let's put the guys here, where they're protected by some infantry. It's good to notice these things, because that definitely is a weakness. Letting 2 tanks blitz into a bomber and fighter, not the sort of exchange you want. How is this guy safe? His bomber go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's safe. Have to double check your work. It's just like doing arithmetic in school, huh? Alright, well, not off to the best start as Japan, but Germany is luckily doing pretty well. I think killing that fighter, though I messed up a little bit with my placement with Japan, I think it's turned out okay. Killing that fighter kept our Ukraine stack safe, keeps this safe, and it just makes trading a lot more troublesome for the Russians. And hopefully, by denying Russia this early income, keeping them, I mean, they're not poor this turn, but next turn they're going to be, start struggling for income relative to where they'd normally be. And that really helps the Axis out. A poor Russia is a poor game for the Allies. Alright, well, that's it. Looks like that's about it. Just want to keep my fighters as close as I can to guard these islands, so I can potentially hit his navy if he wants to go take the Philippines or Borneo or something. I want to be able to kill his navy if possible. Is there a better place for this guy? I think it's important to keep it there so I can threaten to trade these territories. Putting it here instead doesn't. Let's see, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. The aircraft carrier, I can still hit these places, so I think it's fine there. Now our income's starting to get to healthier areas. So we can see the attack power, we're 20 ahead, which is generally about where the Axis likes to be at this point in the game. So we'll see how this continues. I think depending on what Jippy decides to do in Russia and UK is gonna make for a very interesting game. He's very unorthodox and tends to be pretty aggressive. I think Jippy doesn't like his games to go long, because the longer the game goes, the less creativity he can usually infuse into his games, and it creates an advantage for more methodical, you know, machine-like players like myself. So that's it for now, and I'll catch you next time for Germany 3. Welcome back. It's Germany 3. Let's take a look at what Jippy did. For the US, he bought sub-destroyer, transport, and a handful of infantry. So it looks like he is kind of transitioning into a half-sea kill Japan first. So that's something to look out for. For Russia, just bought 8 land units, hit Ukraine, and we smoked them. Very nice. So, oh, what did he do for his U.S. attacks? Hit Norway, Northwestern Europe. What did he hit me with? Oh, cruiser, infantry. Oh, so he got like a top 36%. He killed an AA and a fighter, so he got a little lucky there. But what did he do? He took out Sea King, no losses. So yeah, his U.S. was super clean. His Russia was not, but yeah, we lost 15 IPCs there, so that stung a little, but hopefully we should be in good shape. So I'm just gonna buy lots of land units, and here's what my general philosophy is for situations like this, where we have a really large income advantage. Once you take Caucasus, it puts you in a really strong spot. You have so much more income, and Russia is just so poor. And it usually means a free India, but that might not be the case here since the US is going to be pressuring us. Where do I want to hit with this? Anyway, let's hit here. Should be enough. Do I want to hit? Let's quickly punch it into the calculator and let's see what the odds look like there. So 7 infantry artillery versus 2. I add a bomber. Looks a little bit better. Maybe I'll send the bomber there and the fighter will go here. Actually, it is kind of important that I take this because I don't want him to blitz tanks through and hit Karelia. That would really suck because I plan to land most of my planes there. I should be ultra safe in Caucasus here. I think this is a good compromise. Really hope I don't lose a fighter here. It really sucks when that happens. He already took one of his my fighters with... Son of a... Oh, that stings. Oh, man. Well, those were some shitty dice, huh? I think I have to send these books there. I'm going to well, yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, do I want to retreat? Because he can add the bomber here, which will give him good odds. But if I move down to Algeria, he can hit, well, he can hit with more planes, but he only has a handful of, yeah, he only has 2 land units and a tank. I don't know what the right choice is here. Either give him odds here or give him odds in Algeria. Shoot, that's a little bit of a conundrum, isn't it? It's a little bit of a conundrum. He has 5, he'll have 6 units here. I guess if he moves here, he'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. I guess I'll just... I don't like any of my options. You know, if he hits me here, at least that means he's not taking one of these territories. So that's worth something. Do I move my battleship up? I don't really want to. I don't want to allow him to trade the battleship for a destroyer. I want, if he wants my battleship, I want him to have to trade planes. Can I afford to put one fighter here to pressure his fleet if he decides to go there? Would that even pressure it? He has 5, 6. Yeah, that doesn't even accomplish my goal. I think we have to do it this way. This is the best stinky sandwich I can come up with. I'm just gonna put artillery in Berlin to maybe trade a little bit more. Do I really care if... I don't really care about having artillery here. When I go for the Caucasus stack, unless I'm really stinking behind with Japan, I almost never plan for it to be a kill move on Russia. It's really just an income play. Now Russia is gonna be stuck. It says 15 IPCs, but he's gonna lose these. Then I'm going to start crunching on this, and pretty soon he's going to be like an 8 to 10 IPC island. And at some point I'm going to have to retreat out of Caucasus, but by the time I do, I should be well ahead in the game. And if it were a normal game, where I had my full navy and he wasn't doing this 2 oceans shenanigans, I'd probably have a very strong India attack, because the UK can't send troops, Russia can't send troops down to India when I hold Caucasus. So, you know, I just need to produce my 6 units a turn versus his 3, and he will be overwhelmed quite quickly. Anyway, that's it for now. I may have to start buying Navy as Japan, as much as I hate that. He looks like he's forcing me to do it. But, yeah, I think we're starting to look pretty good. We're getting 95 income a turn. I mean, it says he's getting, you know, more, but as I said, Russia's going to be quite poor very quickly. So I think we're in a pretty decent spot this game, despite the 2 fighter loss of Germany. It really stings, but we should be able to recover. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys next time for Japan 3. Welcome back. It's Japan 3. Let's take a look at what Jippy did. So he bought 8 land units and a fighter. Took the freebie Libya. Gave me a black eye in West Russia. Killed 1, lost 1 in Burma. So I was looking at this, and I don't know, I noticed Jippy gave me odds here, 86% clear, 14.3% profit. There, he gave me a 91.2% to clear this for a 35 IPC profit. And he's just giving me a lot of really juicy targets. He even gave me this. This is also a super juicy target for me to clear. But when I think about it, I think, how do I lose this game from here? And I think the way I lose this game is this USA fleet getting out of control, sinking my fleet here. He has a lot of planes here. And he can absolutely thrash my fleet if I let him. So I think Germany, despite their lack of planes, is in a stellar position. We got Caucasus. We're going to start choking out the Russians very quickly. And I think I just want to smash his fleet and make sure Japan isn't slowed down too much. So I'm going to buy a destroyer because this destroyer is going to die hitting this fleet. And put it here so he can't mess with my transports too much. Then I'm just going to buy 10 land units because that's just how the money turns out. Okay, so first, let's do the easy moves. We'll go like this. Actually, I think I would like to hit with infantry artillery to keep the unit equality going. Let's see, do I have anywhere I want to hit with here? Ah, he emptied Hawaii. That's kind of funny. I could take that for free if I wanted. Not for free, it'd cost me a transport. But I don't think I want Hawaii enough to cost me a transport. Am I missing something? What am I... Oh, I have less fighters than I thought. Okay, I have a lot less fighters. I completely miscalculated this. It's only a 54% clear. Okay, so Jippy didn't mess up. My math was flawed. That requires more thinking. 54% clear is not nearly as attractive as a 91% clear. I thought I had more fighters than I did. Yeah, maybe these attacks are a little bit more attractive. Give me a minute. I need to think about this. Okay, I'm back. I thought about it for a while, and I think I still have to go for this attack. It's like a 54% chance to clear, but the alternative is pulling back to C-Zone 61, and that would allow him to, like, destroyer block me here, take an island, and he has enough planes here that I wouldn't really be able to safely get in position on him again. So I think I still have to go for this attack as much as I dislike it. The alternatives are not particularly great, and I think this is the best, my best option forward. If I fail this, it's going to be horrible, but not going for it puts us in a really big disadvantage. It's a favorable fight. We should win it. So we just have to hope we don't get unlucky. All right, let's do the big one. That was poor. That was pretty bad by him too. I'll take that. What do I want to sacrifice? Math says the carrier is the best thing to sacrifice. Not economically, but in terms of getting as much damage as I can for him, that's what I should sack. Alright, we're going to have to sacrifice one plane because it's going to die. We got a pretty darn good result there. Let's see, we got a top 11%, so we can't complain about that. Ooh, I still have to go for it, though. Son of a bitch. Well, looks like we used up all our luck. Oof. Wow, he is coming back with a vengeance. 100% hit rate outside of that battle. Oh, 4 for 4 on those infantry. I went for this because if I hit and capture, I prevent him from getting Alaska. Man, every one of his infantry took out one or more of my units. But I'm still not going to complain because I got his entire goddamn fleet. So that's worth something. But we got another problem on our hands, and that is I have no safe place to hit 61. His bomber going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means dead, sad transports. Our least favorite type of transport. So instead, I will move here, drop off there, to give this guy some options next turn. Do I want to move? I think I will move this guy up here just to discourage him from hitting that with the UK. Where do I want this fighter? Not here because he can tank blitz it. I think I'll put it over here because I'm going to want to focus on Japan's trading here. Normally, I never like placing things in Manchuria, but I think I have to for this particular turn. To give me some more units down here in Asia, which I am sorely lacking. Wow, I'm very low on planes. Really wish I took this, so he can't just march into French Indo and tank blitz to Yunnan, but can't really do anything to stop it, so here we are. I could bring this tank down here. I think I will bring this tank down here. This can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I'll bring it down. If he wants to take this, I can't stop him. I'd rather have a tank here to nip his tank getting to Yunnan and blitzing all over before I can get my navy to defend C-Zone 61. I'm gonna have to probably rebuy an aircraft carrier or something because these guys are 2 turns out. Kind of funny seeing the US troops trapped there in Alaska. Not Alaska, Australia. Rather be trapped in Australia than Alaska. Well, mixed bag of a turn, but I'd rather get bad results in those fights than get a bad result in 46, so not happy about it, but we'll take it. Still got 18 attack power lead, which is pretty good considering the circumstances. So, yeah, a very interesting game. The games are always interesting when Jippy's involved. Alright, well that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Germany 3. Or Germany 4, rather. Welcome back. It's Germany 4. Let's take a look at what Jippy did. So you bought 8 infantry, a complex in Norway, got a fat 6 IPC bombing raid in Caucasus, got Canada with no losses, darn, hope to get a tank, hit Kazakh, lost a fighter. Okay, and for Russia, took Archangel. Okay. Well, nothing too spectacular this round. This was a really hard turn for me. I had to think a long time about what I wanted to do. So, basically with the current board state, I can hold Caucasus and I can hold Karelia, but it's super tenuous. Like, it's barely IPC negative for him to hit either one of these, and I'm almost certain that Jippy will do that. He's a big risk taker. And I was thinking, you know, most of the time I'm going to win that trade, but not every time. And if he wipes out Caucasus, or he's able to stack Karelia, suddenly the game turns into a nightmare for me. So I decided that I'm going to do the most painful thing of all, which is to pull out of Caucasus and just go for, you know, the Karelia stack. Move all these tanks back up. Just give it up, you know. We probably, though it burns my heart that we've lost so many German planes, we've probably gotten our worth money back with the tank buy. We've taken quite a bit of Russian income. We've dealt some damage. I think we're in a reasonable enough position to just play a standard, more conservative game from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy 12 infantry and a fighter to help rebuild my air force so I can trade a little bit more effectively. And I'm going to pull out of Caucasus and blitz all the guys out from West Russia to, sorry, Caucasus through West Russia into Karelia to keep that safe. Kind of hurt me to do this. Let me tell you, this is not the move I wanted to do. I'm gonna hit this here because I want that AA gun. That will help Japan put a lot more pressure onto India later. Or that's the goal. These guys are going to die, so I figured if they're going to die, I might as well hit the US because they only have 3 attacking units and an AA gun. And if I take these guys out, he can't drop me in Italy or Southern Europe, so that's worth something too. Alright, and I also want to take out this artillery if possible. Kinda hurts to just abandon. You know what, I think I'm going to hit this with only 1 infantry and an artillery rather than 2, because I'd like to have a couple units here to threaten a West Russia take back, or West Russia and Caucasus take back. This, I could suicide it into this and try to pull back and hope he doesn't get 2 hits, but I'd rather just force him to trade planes. I want him to exchange planes for this battleship, not these garbage ships that just sit there and look menacing. Alright, and this is the best I could come up with. You know what? I don't need 2 infantry there. I can just do 1. Japan will probably take care of that. If I fail to take it, so be it. This is the territory I have to take. Nice. Really want to kill this AA gun. I will not be retreating because Caucasus is going to be a non-Axis controlled territory in the very near future. I miss, he misses. This is just a peaceful ceasefire. Wow, 3 rounds where all sides missed. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I roll terrible, if he rolls terrible right back. Okay, this is the most important fight. Oh no. Oh, God. Got my heart beating on that, because if I don't capture this, I can't blitz my tanks through. Okay, pretty clean turn. Let's move out, move those tanks in. I'm going to pull... Where should I pull him back? I'll pull him back here, because this fighter can't attack that territory, because I still own Caucasus. Do I want to move all of these happy campers up here? I move them all here and put the fighters there. That should be secure. I don't need this AA gun here. This should be fine, right? I'm gonna land a fighter and a bunch of ground units. This has 11. Let me check my defense profile. AA protection, good. Want the anti-aircraft to die after the infantry. It hurt me to give up Caucasus, but I think this is the safer play. And the fact that he bombed it, you know, okay, you bombed Caucasus, okay, that bombing's yours now. We're getting a nice influx of income here. Should I protect this tank here? That's a interesting question. To protect it, because obviously UK is going to want to hit that, right? I don't think I care that much about the tank. If he takes it, so be it. Yeah, because this fighter can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't want to protect that when it's in range of his units. I'll add an extra fighter there. Good, 11 infantry. I leave some notes to help me remember I need 11 infantry there. I need at least 10 infantry there. But I am adding a fighter and artillery, so it should be even better. Alright, well, this isn't the turn I wanted to have, but I think sometimes when you're in a... I don't know if I'm in a winning spot. Like, I'm a little ahead in attack power. For turn 4, it's not so great, but I think my spot is reasonable enough, and trying to be greedy here would be a mistake. I'm not far enough behind to where I want to give him those 50-50 coin flips. In fact, I'd probably say I'm a bit ahead. Russia's, while their attack power is good, this is pretty horrible income for a turn 4 Russia. We'll take a look at the score. Okay, our lead's expanded to 22. Might need to buy an aircraft carrier for the Japanese, but I think overall our position is quite satisfactory. fact, I might even be able to do an India push shortly if, depending on how he plays. So this was not the turn I wanted to have, but I think this was the most intelligent way to play our position. And we got 47 IPCs. That's helping recover our very sad expenses we had to make to buy all of those early tanks. So hopefully we turned out ahead after this. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Japan 4. Welcome back, it's Japan 4. Let's take a look what Jippy did. So he bought straight up 11 land units, wow. Well, I guess it makes sense with 4 transports. Took French Indo for free, took Algeria for free, took a big swing at us here in France, and he got a pretty good result. So that, I guess I wasn't conservative enough with my France stacks. So, yeah. Decided hit Evanki, killed the tank, no losses. Well, pretty good turn for him. That makes me feel a lot less secure about the direction this game is going in. But what can you do? So I'm just going to buy 9 land units and an aircraft carrier to speed things along. I need a bit of naval defense against his bombers and other such nonsense. So let's get that show on the road. Alright, let's take that for free. Blitz our tank up. Leave this artillery here in case he's needed. Let's hit this bloke. What will I hit it with? I guess just these units. I would like... I'm going to defend this with the cruiser and a destroyer, which should be sufficient, but you never know. I want to take the islands, since this guy's here, and as long as I don't fumble too badly, I should be able to take this. If I don't capture it, then suddenly he has odds on us with the submarine and the bomber, and that gets less attractive. I need these 2 fighters to be free in order to land on the aircraft carrier I'm going to be spawning. Actually, do I need... Yeah, I should have 2. It's too risky otherwise. Nice. Nice. Well, got a perfect turn, so can't be too upset about that. But losing France at what was it, like a 12 IPC, or what did I get, minus 11 IPC deficit, and he got the income. Not too happy about that, but I probably should have defended it better. I guess I'll land the bloke here. No real harm in that. As for the bomber, they can team up. It's unlikely he's going to send a bomber against a fighter and a bomber. Those are just bad odds for him. Yeah, Japan's pretty pretty light here at 58 at the start of their turn. He took a big chunk out of me. Just want to make sure that's not a sub, so the fighters should be able to. His bomber 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's only his destroyer that could hit, so we should be safe here. I need some planes, that's for sure. I need some more planes, that is for darn sure. Yeah, suddenly it's a pretty close game after he wiped us out in France. I was feeling pretty good about the game, but it's anyone's pull from here on out, so we'll see. Alright, catch you guys next time for Germany 5. Welcome back, it's Germany 5. Let's take a look at what General Jippy did. So he bought 6 land units, a transport, and a bomber. Looks like he wants to try and defend Hawaii. Yeah, I can't really take that safely. Let's see. For combat, he took Northwestern Europe. He suicided his bomber onto 36. So he's gonna, looks like he's gonna go for the, 2-1 there, which seems really risky. It's only a 40% chance to clear for him to send a bomber out. Very expensive for one transport, but he got the first hit, so we'll see how it turns out for him. So it also looks like he forgot to blitz back Alaska, which is nice. Extra 2 income for us, -2 for him. I'll take that as a win. For Russia, looks like he did Arch, West Russia, stacked Kazakh, Caucasus, Novo. So it looks like he's trying to push hard back against the weakened Japan, which makes sense. So the game got a lot closer after he wiped out 11 infantry there. That really kneecapped us a bit more than I would have liked. So let's just do a full land buy and keep chugging at it. I'm going to try to stack West Russia. Whoops, I don't want to send 2 infantry here, only 1. Gonna stack West Russia. Let's see. I think this is reasonable. I'd like to take this, but if I don't, I'll survive. I don't really need 3 there. That should be good. I want to attack this, but once he added the fighter, my odds became too poor for me to justify. So instead, I'm just going to chill here and force him to dedicate some planes to attacking this rather than some other spots he might want to hit. Nice, got France. Has he got hitbacks in every fight? Oh man, in these kind of nail-biter games, little hitbacks here and there really add up. Son of a bitch. I lost 4 units to kill 4 units. Yeah, he had 100% hitbacks. That sucks. That sucks. I'm going to keep these units here. In fact, I may pull back that artillery because I'm a little bit afraid of him trying to go for a France stack. And this will hopefully help deter him from such impure thoughts. Full buy. Unfortunately, this is Germany's income's probably only going to go down from here, and Japan's a bit slow. It's amazing how big of a difference that France fight he just got made. I just lost 33 IPC. I lost almost a full turn worth of units, and it hurt big. I thought I had enough to make it IPC negative, but it seems that wasn't the case. Yeah, Jippy's definitely a risk taker, so I need to adjust my play to be a little bit tighter against him than I might otherwise be. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you next time for Japan 5. Welcome back. It's Japan 5. Let's take a look at what Jippy did. So he bought an aircraft carrier, a sub in India, interestingly enough, and 7 infantry. And the thing that made this interesting is he bought the aircraft carrier so he could use his plane from Egypt that goes 1, 2, 3, and it could land 4 with the aircraft carrier. But he sacrificed the fighter here, so he didn't have to place it in India and could place it here instead. So that was a pretty clever trick. He got the super efficient Morocco trade, lost the fighter there. Yeah, at least we won Burma, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Just was a little clever trick he did with his carrier purchase. All right, so for this turn, since I lost that transport, I'm going to buy another destroyer and another transport because I don't want these subs to have their way with me. Now, I was thinking I could attack Eastern Australia here, but his bomber is in range, and it's a 66% capture, and I'd rather just bring the battleship back and start working on, something where he can also hit with his bomber here with the UK. So I think I'm not going to attack Eastern. I don't want to attack the Hawaiian Islands because he has odds to take out my battleship. So we really don't have that many things. Japan is pretty threadbare right now. I actually briefly considered whether I should set up for an India all-in next turn and sacrifice my aircraft carrier to do so, but then I realized he can just march all of his guys down and retake it, so even if I capture it, it won't accomplish that much for my goals. Yeah, this is about all I got. I could do... Question, how far behind I think I am. I'm a little behind, but not super ultra duper behind at this point. So I don't think I'll resort to bombing raids just yet, because I don't like doing Russian bombing raids until you have Caucasus, because it doesn't accomplish anything. They can just build in Caucasus in Russia, and you risk your bomber dying for no real benefit. Or that's the way I see it, at least. So that's going to be our only attack. Okay. And I think I'll add this tank here to the German collective. Let's pull these blokes back. I want to force him to trade. He doesn't have that many planes, so if he wants to trade at a premium, then I'm okay with that. I can move... I guess I can move these fighters here. Don't really know what I want to do with this bomber just yet. Is this where I want to put this? Maybe this is the better spot, because his bomber can 1, 2, 3, 4. His bomber can't attack here, whereas his bomber could land in Australia, bomber and sub. And Jippy has shown a large propensity to risk-taking behavior, you know. So I don't know if I want to give him too great odds. I want to take these guys. And unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of choice here. I have to land... them. Maybe I'll put them all in the upper route. I have to land them here. I don't want to risk it against a sub. It's like a 60 or so % chance the sub clears everything. So I'm not going to take that risk when I don't need to. Where will I put this fighter? Oh, I'm yelling. Ugh. I guess I'll put the fighter there, and yeah, I'll probably leave something here. This guy can 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I think I already calculated these odds, right? Where if his attack there is 8 infantry, 1 artillery, 5 tanks, a fighter. Yeah, he has no odds, so I don't need the fighter there. Let's keep the fighter here to give myself a little bit, well, let's keep it here on India to pressure him. And the bomber can go here. I want to pressure India. Tell him, hey, you need to defend this. You can't just keep sending units up here. And we're just going to do the light collection of 2 infantry lining all the territories to make it expensive for him to trade, but at the same time not risk too much. I really should have defended France heavier. I should have known Jippy would go for a ballsy attack like that. Okay, I'll just put the destroyer here to give it a little bit more range. Nothing can hit this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nowhere to land. This guy can 1, 2, 3, 4. Tech? Well, no. There's no way he can capture here to land. So we are safe. Ugh. Alright, I think I can live with this. I just feel like in an awkward position now. I felt so far ahead before he took out France, and now I feel behind. Yeah, I'm barely ahead. I have barely any navy, so I'm probably never going to take these islands here as long as he keeps any semblance of defense, because I don't want to have to build up my navy to get stuff done here. So interesting game. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's it for now. Catch you next time for Germany 6. All right, welcome back. It's Germany 6, and let's take a look at what Jippy did. Bought 10 land units and a transport. It looks like he remembered to take Africa or Alaska back. So for this turn, it looks like he pulled back those stacks to defend Russia. What did he do with? Took Ukraine, no losses. Oh yeah, he bombed Caucasus. That's funny. So I saw an interesting opportunity here. He gave me, if I throw everything in the kitchen sink here on Finland, I have a 27 IPC positive attack if I go through to completion. And because of that, I'm going to just ignore every other thing I could possibly do and shove it all in there, because that's a huge, juicy slab of meat, and I'm not going to say no to it. Alright, so let's do the easy moves first. That should be enough. Actually, I don't need to send that much. That should be enough for now. And depending on how this battle goes, I may add more. Yeah, strong. Should be a very fruitful attack, but let's see if that's actually the case. Okay. The no suspense fight first. There was no suspense, and this one, well, the calculator says it's a 99% clear. Let's hope the AAs don't do well. Well, he got one. I got below average here, I got above average there. 8. That hit harder than it should have. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I'm definitely retreating. I got worse than I should have, but that's the world we live in. Yeah, I got a pretty bad result. The calculator said after 2 turns, what was I supposed to lose? I was supposed to lose 57 IPCs, so yeah, that was not so great. And instead I lost, what was that, 80, 79 or something? That sucks. things more complicated. It was a good attack, but that was a bottom 14% result by me. That is not what we want. Just need to make sure he can't take Berlin here, so I'm going to run some quick odds. I'm going to have 12 infantry, a bomber, and he can hit with 7 infantry, cruiser, 3 fighters, and then the US can hit with yeah, his odds are 24% to capture Berlin. Maybe I'll take that one bloke away. This is 12 units, 14 units, right? He can hit me with 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 bombards. That should be a terrible fight for him. No. Can't do anything about it. I was hoping for that to be a big win, because I sacrificed taking these territories and these 3 territories to take that, so that really wasn't much of a win. I'm missing out on 5 income that he gets for free because of that, so that was actually a pretty bad result. I was supposed to gain up like 27 IPC profit or something like that. Oh well. Alright, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for Japan 6. Welcome back. It's Japan 6. Let's take a look at what Jippy did. He bought 10 infantry, or just 11 land units. For his move, he hit France again, which shocked me because I calculated this one out very precisely to determine it would be very IPC negative to hit. But he got a top 35% result and is probably going to hit it with the US too, so unfortunately, math doesn't always win. Hit Caucasus, took it out, took Sikane with no losses, so overall really good turn for him. And we're starting to get in a lot of trouble. You know, our bad Finland attack, these bad France hits he's been doing, we're really starting to hurt, and I'm starting to think we're going to lose this game at this rate. But I digress. I'm just going to buy a bomber and 10 land units, which is more than I can send, but what can you do? So for this turn, nothing worthwhile hitting there. Oh, my navy's so depleted. I'm gonna see if I can take out this US fighter with that tank. This should be IPC positive for me. Did we take out his last Russian fighter at some point? Or did he lose it? No, I can't recall. Yeah, this is about all I can come up with. Hoping to survive, but I guess that doesn't always happen. Well, I mean, I got the average result for what I should have gotten. So there's that. Fortunately, we need more than average. We need to be better than average to come back from a hole. Maybe I'll place this bomber here. He can't snipe this, right? Let me make sure he can't snipe this with US forces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no. Okay, he can't snipe this guy, so I feel good to put the bomber here to help put more pressure in. Unfortunately, I just kind of have to unload everything here. I don't have my Navy secret. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he can't reach here. It's good to note. I need to keep this destroyer here to zone out his subs. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I think this is all I can get done. I'm gonna try to go after Africa since he's... to see if I can maybe get an African Egypt industrial complex, or maybe go after South Africa. I feel like that's my best ticket to get back into this game, is to take Africa, because Germany's starting to take a beating. I've had too many bad rolls, and I'm quickly running out of juice. This is safe, right? He hit with 5, I have 7. That's, yeah, it's very safe. Well, I felt I've been safe before, but I wasn't actually safe. You think you're safe, but you're not. Yeah, barely ahead after Japan's turn means you're behind. Alright, well, that's it for now. And I'll catch you guys next time for Germany 7. Welcome back. It's Germany 7, and the board's looking pretty grim. Russia has 3 attack power less than Germany. The US thwacked us again, and France. You know, Russia didn't do anything spectacular, but after I lost the France stack twice, and I got pretty bad rolls on each, and then I got the terrible rolls on Finland, that just sucked all the steam out of the Axis. At this point, I can't even defend Karelia. I don't know if I can even defend a France stack. I'm gonna have to send everything back. Russia's gonna take over Karelia, and there's just no way I can stop his shuck. Japan's just not that strong either. I had a pretty strong position, but you know, Jippy took some good risks. They paid off. Mine did not. And I can't see any way out of this hole. Japan doesn't have India, nor any pressure on India or Caucasus. You know, it's going to be a long time before they get anything done. And in the meanwhile, Russia's gonna gobble up here. You know, UK and US are gonna stack France. There's just no winning from this position. So I'm gonna throw in the towel and say good game to my opponent. I think he played, I don't know if I like the way he played the early game. I think he gave me a little too much freedom as Germany, but you know, he took, when I got ahead there, I think he took some good risks with the France attacks, and they paid off. And so yeah, that's it, and I'll catch you guys next time.